Yo, what up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to the channel, Diskin Deals coverage. Today, we're in Marquette, Kansas for the Marquette Meltdown. And if you've never seen this course, it is a hidden gem. But more importantly, we're here with this guy, and we're going to follow his tourney journey. All right, everyone, we are here with Tate Galloway, who we have seen on the channel once before, but we never had a chance to get to know him. So without further ado, Tate Galloway, tell me, what was for breakfast?
Well, for breakfast, I got up early at 6:30 this morning. Made some bacon and eggs with my
Ooh,
dad, so that was really good. And after that, I just took a shower and just started driving up here,
I
trying to
love
help
it.
DV. So
Okay, that's very early, by the way. But you can never go wrong with bacon. And how do you eat your eggs?
scrambled.
With cheese or not?
Yeah, I do. I do get a little
Let's
dabble of
go.
cheese.
Yeah, you got to get the cheese in there.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tate, how long you been playing disc golf?
Disc golf, I've been playing for 10 years now. Back in 2013 in October after I got done with baseball. And once I threw it, and I mean, I just fell in love with it since I've ever even tried. So it's
Yeah.
just been a blessing. So
I love to hear it. Earlier this year, you won a very large trophy, maybe similar to this one, but you won the Kansas State Championship. You got your name added to a list of amazing disc golfers. You won that tournament, took it down. Tell me what that experience was like.
that was by far one of the most heartwarming um, adventures I've ever had for disc golf so far. I didn't think I had a chance, honestly, going into that third round because I knew I was so far back. And when it actually happened to where it turned into the playoff, I mean, everything just kind of hit all at once, and I started freaking out a little bit, started shaking a bit, and once I made that last putt, it just went all out. I just couldn't believe it happened. So I mean, it was definitely one of the best feelings in the world.
I love it, man, because I didn't get to see it. Tell me, be honest. Did you get emotional? Did you shed a tear?
I did after I made the putt. I did.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome. I mean, that's when like that passion meets that opportunity, and it's just like you can just let it all out. Like
oh yeah,
I love that so much. So you are sponsored by Millennium. Now I don't throw a lot of Millennium discs. So if I were to buy a couple discs, what would you recommend that I purchase? Like what are some staples in the Millennium lineup?
definitely. An LS is by far a go-to, especially for everybody. Because I mean, it's not too overstable and it's not too flippy. So I mean, it's just basically just dead straight. It's a really good disc for mid-range. I would definitely say the MS. MS is really versatile. You can kind of make it do whatever you want on any kind of line. And for a putter, I mean, I putt with the Omega 4s, but the standard Omega is really great too. I mean, I throw it all the time. So
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I need to check some out. I have seen and heard good things. I just never have. I noticed on your disc golf bag, you got this like Australian flag patch. What's that about? Are you Australian?
yeah,
Are you from down under?
so my dad is originally from Australia, and he moved to the country when he was 18, and he ended up meeting up with my mom when he was around his 20s, and yeah, that's how I came about.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I got a little bit of Australian in me.
That's really cool. That's really great. I'm going to read you some stats. Kevin Neufeld, who is the stat guru,
Yep.
has some stats, and I'd like to share them with you. So last year at Marquette, you took this tournament down. So you're very familiar with this course.
Yes.
But not only that, you play league out here quite a bit. So last year, you played league out here 12 times.
Mhm.
You won once. But of course, you won the tournament, and that's really all that matters.
Right.
But this year in league, you have played 11 rounds out here, and you've won 7 times. Is it safe to say that you're getting better at this course? And if so, I think that's a little bit scary for the competition.
Right. Yeah. No. This is definitely one of my favorite courses to play during our league. There's just something about it, especially playing with all the people. You just kind of get more into a comfort zone, I would say. And yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable here than what I was last year. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it today. So.
Yeah. and we are very, very excited to watch you. Before we jump into the action, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely Millennium, and Darren and everybody with Nice. They've been a blessing to me and everything that I have done with my disc golf career. So I'm glad that I've had them for my back and everything like that. So
I dig it. Oh, and before we jump in, I forgot. Have you ever seen this trophy before? Because this thing is pretty dope.
yeah, so I was sitting at Beloit with Darren on the third round that night, and I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, why don't we build a trophy for Marquette?" And he's like, I mean, that would be cool. And so me and him got together. He gave me a stump to work with, and old Scott Poulet gave me the owl to put in there, and it's fully operational. And everything, it hoots at you and it glows red during the night. So I mean, it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to see what best shots will be for the tournament today. So
Yeah, and you got it's got solar power up here, and then of course you'll have a place here for nameplates. So pretty awesome. And Tate made this all, so we had to give it a shout out. So Tate, good luck today, dude. Excited to watch you play.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Heck yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into round one of the Marquette Meltdown. My name's Lucas Deal, and I'm here with the man himself, Tate Galloway. Tate, how you feeling today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just had a nice lunch with my family and ready to watch some disc golf.
Yeah, so this was back in, August? I think This has been a while since this happened, but we're doing some commentary on it now, and we're jumping right into hole one. And tell me about it.
So hole one's a nice little hyzer shot. It's sitting up on the hill, and most of the time I either try to throw a Draco here or an overstable mid. Sometimes I throw a Solstice too. Just depends on the day. So,
yeah, and this is 311 feet. I mean, this is right in anyone's wheelhouse. It's in the pro field. I can't remember. Was it windy this day?
I think it was a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the flags. Yeah, look at the flags there.
And then it slowly kind of picked down during the end of the day.
So this thing looks old. Is this an old disc?
No, this is one of the Color Glow Dracos.
Oh, okay. It's just that
it just
color.
looks old.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That's kind of typically what I try to do.
Probably wanted to get a little bit more ground game to get up by the hill. And first putt of the day, always a little bit nervy.
Oh, yeah.
And uphill. And this green in particular, if you go off the backside of it, that can be trouble.
Oh, yeah, it's treacherous.
And what do you putt with?
Right now I'm putting with Omega 4s, and those are the lunar ones.
Oh.
Yep.
So a little nose up. Not too bad of a roll away.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, it's very steep in the back. You can get into a lot of trouble if it rolls.
Yeah, because it's not just that it's steep, but you have all the trees and bushes in the way. But you make a good comeback there.
Oh, yeah.
So hitting a par, getting your second putt in, and we're going to move right into hole two.
All right. Hole two's it's pretty simple. I typically try to either throw like a Draco on hyzer and just try to crash into the landing, or sometimes I'll throw an MS, which is a mid-range, and just try to land it in softly.
Do you try to take a bunch of height on it and just make it spike in?
Yep.
Okay.
At least on the Draco shot.
Because on this shot here, everything to the right of that road is OB, right?
Yes, correct. So like anything that's on the track, inside the track is OB.
Okay, got you. So, and what's this disc? Same Draco?
I believe so.
Looks like it.
Nope, that is actually a Solstice.
Okay.
Which me and Darren were testing that out during that the day before, because we both went out and threw it, and I mean they both landed within circle.
Yeah, that looked a little early though.
Yep.
Gonna be a tough bid here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if do you remember what you were looking at here? If you had a line?
Yeah, it was pretty open. It was just a little obstructed. It was low, at least on ceiling wise.
Yeah. Just left side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we just actually made a new pin for that hole, and it sits back 65 feet farther.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then you missed that. And we missed your comeback. Was that Nate's fault at all for being in your way?
No, it wasn't even anything like that. I just rushed myself and didn't take my time on it.
So bogey on the scorecard, and we're going into hole 3. You have the baseball field to contend with here.
Yep.
Tell me about this one.
And there's a couple lines I usually take. I either flick a quasar going down the left side and just try to do a nice easy skip, or sometimes I'll take a hyzer over the ball field too with a Draco, and usually gets pretty good.
Probably depending on the wind too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. And here, this is one that I decided to do a flick on.
And you said this is quasar?
Yep, a quasar.
Junut in the way. I told him to get out of there.
He's a fun guy to play with.
Yeah, he is. That looks nice. Oh, but that tree. That's the only thing you really got to compete with.
Yep. Yeah. And that's why most of the time a lot of people either take the hyzer over the flick. Here, I just got a soft tank and just trying to land it close.
You say tank?
Yep.
Dang, okay. And so is your preferred upshot forehand?
Yeah, most of the time. But I mean, if I'm clean and open in the fairway, most of the time I'll try to do a backhand instead.
Okay. Or maybe even you can putt from pretty far away too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. It's good up. That thing just sits once it hits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I finally got that thing so beat up to where it just flies nice and straight now with just a little bit of fade.
All right. No harm done.
Oh, yeah.
Got the par. Schaefer tapping in there as well. And we're going to move right into hole 4. Similar to hole 1, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. It's a nice hyzer shot. A lot of times I try to stay low and skip up toward the hill. Back before all the leaves started getting in there, you used to be able to just do a nice hyzer and crash in.
Oh, okay.
But that kind of hides that shot now.
But now the ceiling matters. You need to keep it low and skippy. Try to hit the hill and bounce up to it.
Yep.
Yeah. This is another green, very treacherous.
Yes,
right?
it definitely can be.
And this one looks like that ugly Draco.
Yes, it is.
I
use that thing so much.
I'm just saying it's not a pretty color. That's all I'm saying. It just looks old.
I finally just got another Draco.
That's sick though. That's perfect. That's ideal.
Yeah, going into that, it felt really good.
All right. And you've rushed yourself a little bit, so here you are slowing down just to make sure you got everything good. And you do this little rocking motion.
Yeah, I kind of, whenever I was putting a couple years ago, I didn't like the way that I kept rushing myself, so I kind of try to keep a nice steady motion as I'm going.
Kind of routine.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Keep it. Yeah. All right, hole 5, Pac-Man hole?
Yeah, Pac-Man. This one's a lot of fun. Usually, I typically try to do a putter shot and do a turnover going down the left side, and usually it works out pretty good, but you got a lot of trouble here where you're coming back up on this other tree in the pole. So.
Yeah, and I think the height control here is important too, because you have, it's a very specific line. The ceiling is very low here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And honestly, the route that I'm taking here is really risky. Most of the time, there's a lot of people that take a forehand route in that middle right side, and usually it turns pretty good on a flick.
Oh, and you just click. Yeah. So yeah, it was turning to the right, but yeah, you just clip that, and then you're kind of in jail here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, most of the time it's either a forehand push out and try to get lucky, or you just gotta throw.
Yeah, that's why for me, I don't like the putter just because it requires so much height to get it there. So I like something a little bit faster, like a 5-speed, and just do a flick, and you can be somewhere in the circle almost every time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. And then here it looks like a little touchy forehand.
Yep. With a big bead.
Oh, did you go through it or over it?
Yeah, I went just right over it.
That's sick. And there's Joel. This was Joel's first professional tournament. So shout out Joel.
Yeah, he's actually been really good in our league. He's been playing super, nice and easy and coasting, especially at like the times I played with him. He's got distance and he putts very well.
Yeah. Oh, and hole 6.
Yeah, this one's treacherous sometimes. Those first 3 trees kind of get in everybody's way, but if you get past that and get lucky enough and skip down this little valley that we got going down, It kind of leaves you with an obstructed putt unless you get out toward that right side.
Yeah, a 2 on this is an absolute bonus.
Oh yeah.
If you escape at the par, you're happy.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And this one played the 4th hardest, which I figured this would play number 1. I think overall this played as the hardest, but in the MPO field it was 4th.
Okay.
So, that was just early.
Sawed it off a little early. That was a glow sabo that I've been using, and
you got further down the fairway than you probably deserve.
Yeah, down there where it's at, where I'm at, it's very tough. There's not really much of a swinging motion, so most of the time I try to do a roller.
Oh yeah, it looks like you got the Draco.
I believe so. I think that's what I was using.
Yeah, a little 2-finger action here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, that was going to be perfect,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it would have been pretty decent. But yeah, like I said, I mean, from back here, it is pretty tough. You kind of want to stay more on that right-hand side.
All right. Let's see. This is in your range. I've seen you make deeper putts.
Oh, yeah.
You're definitely running this. And that's just beautiful. I mean, you didn't make it, but the pace was perfect. You had the right height. It didn't pan back for you.
Right.
Cleaning up here. And there you go. Taking your time. You missed that one early. And so there you go. I do like how you rock back to your heel and then go to your foot, which I think's very unique.
Yeah, it kind of gives me a little bit more push now that I think about it. And now we're on the owl hole.
Yes, hole 7.
This one is a lot of fun. Most of the time I try to do a turnover putter shot and get just over the owl head and land about right where these stumps are sitting at. And it's usually within 45 to 50 feet. And yeah.
Yeah, I think Nate Taylor was on our card. No, not this round, but I think the second round. And a lot of people go over the top here.
Yeah, there is a gap that's over top. Depending on how the wind's playing that day, it could be either really good for it or really treacherous.
Oh, you just had first available, and that's just the one you got to miss. If you miss that, that's going to be a perfect shot.
Yeah, most of the time it usually is. It kind of just tends to flip a little.
Yeah, with that, because what was that? That was your big beat again.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just kind of went a little too hard on that.
Yeah. A little bit of grip. And now you're in a very tough spot.
Yeah, and usually if I ever try to get in this kind of situation, I try to do a roller. But I believe here I did a touch forehand, just trying to do a flip.
Oh, man, we kept this on you. We get to watch you do all your...
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, this tournament was definitely one of the most exercise-inducing rounds I've had.
Yep, and you're going with that turnover. Oh, right at the owl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and somebody actually took that owl out of the hole. I guess the log tipped over, and somebody snagged it.
Oh.
So now there's actually a new one, and it sits up about 2.5 feet higher than what this one is.
Oh, man.
For this hole, so it makes it a little bit tougher.
No doubt. It's already tough enough.
Oh,
I mean, at 285 feet, you wouldn't expect. I mean, you're already on your 4th shot here.
Yep.
You know, this one could just get away from you. And then there's that, too. Yep. Just even approaching the green.
Yeah, I think this hole and hole 6 is probably some of the harder holes on this course.
Yeah, this one played, one less harder than the last hole. So, for sure, this is one of the toughies. Yeah, and this is to save double bogey. Oh, and it caught. That's a huge putt. I mean, considering, you're looking 6 dead in the face.
Oh, yeah.
That's an awesome putt.
Yeah, usually whenever I get right behind that pine tree, it's always a kind of a tough putt.
Yeah. Let's look at that one again.
Barely snuck it.
That was
barely
sick,
snuck it.
Yeah, give that basket some love.
Oh, definitely.
All right, then we're going to move into hole 8, one of the easier holes, 4th easiest.
Yep, 220 feet. There's a nice little forehand shot that I typically try to do here, and I try to keep it low to the ground and skip off this little hill before it goes down and up, and usually it skips up and gets on the right side of the green pretty well.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, it's a tough gap though too. I mean, it's
very small. You have to do it just right.
Because I remember a lot of people just going too straight because it's only 220, so you have to kind of saw it off, right?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Typically, I try to get anywhere from like 70 to 75% power on the throttle.
And you nailed the gap.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a tad bit early, but that's early is okay as long as you at least. That's a little bit earlier.
From here, it's not bad, especially.
And road behind right there, that little path, that's OB, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, half the road.
So you have a look, though. You have a look. It's unobstructed, which is anytime you can get anything unobstructed on this course, you're happy.
Yeah, definitely. If you got nothing in your way, it's definitely a pressure pleaser.
Oh, yeah. There we go. So just a little short, but made it easy for you.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice little tap in, and
okay, moving on.
Move on to hole 9.
Yep. And hole 9 is one of those ones, the gap right away is intimidating.
It is very, that is no joke. Most of the time I have to get low to the ground on the tee shot for this and kind of hunch over. But typically I try to do a little hyzer shot and just try to skip just on the outside of the OB line where it's coming up and around toward the Mando pole over there. And usually skips in within circles range most of the time. But I mean, I have one OB on this hole.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. And I mean, you're not the tallest fellow. So, like, think about like a normal sized person, how low they have to get.
Yeah.
But that's nice. Get the skip up. Oh, yeah. What was that one? Was that the Draco?
No, that was actually a C-Line PD2 that I've had for quite some time.
Okay. Man, that had quite a bit of ground game. You're a little bit further than I thought.
Yep, yeah. Most of the time I usually land within, pin high.
Yeah.
I definitely just got on that one.
I think the more important thing there is to stay in bounds and make that gap just a little left side there.
Yep.
Do you notice when you, like, just looking at yourself now, do you know, like, what correction you would have made there?
Yeah, sometimes. Most of the time I kind of just get in my head too much too.
Okay.
Yeah,
hey, you're a human, right?
Yep, exactly.
It's good to hear, though, at the same time that, even pros are feeling that in their head, like thinking, maybe overthinking.
Definitely.
Yeah, and this one's cool, right? Number 10, 319 feet, and the ceiling is so low, and I think you want to go with something kind of skippy, right?
Yep. Yeah, I typically either try to do a forehand with a scorp here, or there are some times where I will backhand a JLS, and it does a little turnover shot. But, it is very tight on the fairway, and you have to keep it nice and clean. And that is definitely one of the better shots I've done.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so good. Holy moly. You're pin high. And again, if you're anywhere off this fairway, you have a putt, but you're still obstructed.
Yes.
I think anywhere on this hole in particular there's not really a straight putt. And I kind of like that because you have to get creative every time with your putts.
Yeah, definitely. And, this is the closest I've ever got on this hole.
Oh.
And that definitely felt good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. You got a little pop to your step there.
Yep.
And then coming into the shortest hole ever.
Oh, yeah.
Hole 3. Or hole 11.
Hole 11, yep. 128 feet. I typically just try to flick a little tank on this shot. And I've just got a new tank now, and I've already aced it 3 times with it now so far on this hole.
On this hole alone? Well, let's see if we can get an ace on camera here.
And back on this, I used to do a turnover going down on the right. But now I've switched my lines on this hole.
Yeah. That was good, though.
Yeah. And the tricky thing on this hole is going long because you can drop down in this corner.
Yeah. So you were just, the speed control. And at 128 feet, it's just tough.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, and from back here is very tough. Like, there's not very many lines that you can do. unless you're like over there where Jordan and
Joel.
yeah, Joel is at.
Yeah, you know, I really wish we could see what you have here. I'm gonna really blame Kendra on this one for not getting down there and following you.
That's okay. Because like I said, I mean, it's just very obstructed.
Oh, okay. Someone made it. Who was that? Oh, there's Nate tapping in. So Nate was on the card. I thought it was
Joel that made that.
Okay.
Before.
All right, and then tapping in the par, but that's one you definitely want to get at 128 feet.
Right.
And then I like this next hole, hole 12.
Yeah, this one's one of my favorites. It's as long as you're staying in the center of the fairway and landing within 30. Because I mean, long it comes up pretty fast, and you can sneak through that fence. I've seen people do it like hitting dead on, and somehow it just goes through.
Yeah, so you just really want to make sure you get something that fades sooner than later. So what's your play on this? What's your disc?
I usually throw a lunar solstice on this.
Solstice, okay.
Yep. And usually if I start getting...
Was this the one you threw on hole 2?
Yep. Yeah. It's starting to beat in now, and I need to start throwing a new one. And I just saw that off just a little early.
Yeah. And that's woods golf, right?
Yep,
so you can just be a little off, and then it's just like, then you're just scrambling the whole rest of the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I do like it, though. It makes you definitely a better golfer.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt. What's this black one here?
This is a frontline mortar.
Oh, okay.
That Darren gifted me after I won.
That was going to be money, too.
I can't remember where I played and got that from.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the one thing
this is
hit early.
Yeah, and this is for bird. Or, sorry, for par, right? See if you can get the ante on that. That's good.
Yep, not bad. Just need a little bit more power.
Getting a bogey there, and then hole 13, which actually played as the hardest hole.
Which I can definitely agree with. This one is pretty tough. You have a Mando that's up here probably about 150 feet off the tee pad, and you have to go right of it. And then you have OB on the left side, halfway down the road, and you have OB to your right as well. So
and then natural OB all the way too.
Definitely.
Because if you you can kick something, and that's the biggest thing is I think right off the tee, because this path is OB on the left.
Yep.
So
halfway down the path.
Yeah, so I mean you can clip a tree, have a good shot, and clip it and go OB. I mean you don't go OB, but.
Right, but it is still.
But and then you can't quite see that Mando pole from here, but you're gonna go roller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to do a thumber roller to where it cuts right down.
Okay, that's tricky.
It is tricky.
Oh, and it was.
And then down there is very.
And then you got a bad hop. So you were thinking maybe over the top is what you should have done?
Either that or doing the shot that I just did, but it was pretty tough getting out.
And it looks like you're doing something very similar again.
Yeah, I think I was trying to do a forehand roller because there was not much of a forehand shot. Oh, I guess I might have been doing a tomahawk here, just trying to land it on its back.
Man.
Yeah,
3 shots in and you're having to get so creative.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that was pretty good. You're down there. You hit a root, though, and bounce left.
Yeah, we're already putting for 4 here. Like this hole can be very mean.
Yeah, and you have OB, like you had mentioned, back behind the basket. So this is a touchy shot, too.
It is. You have to be very soft with it if you're trying to run it at all.
And you just need to get up there. And then, of course, you are not getting the bounces your way today.
Yeah, not getting the love. Definitely not getting the love.
And you are very low to the ground here.
Oh, yeah.
Kendra matches you.
Heck yeah.
She got down to a knee. And this is to save your double bogey.
Yep.
And that just squirts out right side. That was triple.
Yep, yeah. Definitely a hard one.
Yeah. So this hole is amazing, right? This is, when you think Marquette, I think this hole.
Definitely. This one's more of its iconic hole, I would say to myself. Sure. And yeah, you got a triple Mando going through underneath the bridge, and and all these.
And is this creek OB or no? I can't remember.
If there is water in it, we do play hazard on it, but it hasn't filled up with water ever.
Gotcha.
But most of the time, if you're in that creek, it's safe. But if you're going too far out right, I think it's just above on the next ledge, you're OB.
Gotcha. And you're coming off a triple bogey, triple bogey, and you have a nice shot there. That may be a little hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, typically I try to hit.
What do you think your headspace is at here? Are you pretty frustrated
right now? Yeah, I'm just trying to keep myself motivated on trying to get at least that last hole off the scorecard.
Yeah.
And just try to get something done for the next round, you know?
Oh, that's going to help.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a huge bounce back.
Yeah, most of the time I just try to maintain it. I don't try to show it as much.
Yeah, I had to ask you. That's because you didn't show it at all. And that's a great putt, just right over the lip. And you gave a little fist pump. You wanted that one.
Definitely.
That was sweet.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to bounce back from a bad hole.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And some bad breaks, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, hole 15.
Yep, all right, 192 feet. This one we call the Witch's Claw, just because of this tree right here that has all these unique branches coming out. But typically I try to either throw a putter or a mid here and just try to land up on this right side. Or sometimes I'll try to get unique and go dead center.
Into the hill and then slide up, right?
Yep.
So yeah, you don't want to be in the air past the basket because there is OB behind.
Yes, there is. That is correct.
And so what's this one? What's this yellow?
This is a Quantum Omega that I was throwing.
Oh, and you just clip that.
Yep.
A little bit left side. Honestly, you're still going to have a look.
It's not bad.
It's only 192 feet, so really if you can make forward progress, you're going to have a look of some sort.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I think the more on the right side you stay, you have a better chance of a look. On that left side, it kind of gets a little thick, and you don't have too many lines, so you have to get creative.
And this actually plays... Oh, no, the last hole played is the easiest, which is surprising to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a tree there.
Yep.
Oh, you can see all these trees. Yeah.
Those little trees make the biggest difference in the world.
Yep. Hey, little thumbs up.
Yep. Just trying to stay positive.
Yep. Hole 16.
All right, this one's a lot of fun. So typically what I try to do here is a big hyzer up and around near the fence line and trying to hit back in. And there is OB long, and the OB line also comes off on that fence, so you don't want to stay close to that either. And most of the time I either try to throw the mortar here or a Draco.
Okay. It comes to a corner at the end where it's OB left and OB long, essentially.
Yep.
Here.
That is correct.
And you said, so this is mortar?
Yep.
And that's wide. I think and the wind is pushing that.
Yep.
And that went OB deep.
Mm-hmm.
And you're throwing a mortar.
Yeah, which I have never done that with that disc.
Powered it, man.
Yep. Got a little too crazy with it.
All right, and so this is to save par. And then, do we have a shout out in the background? Who's that?
Yeah, those are my grandparents over there.
Yeah, they were out supporting you. I thought that was so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. They come out to a few of them here and there, and I just love them.
That's so cool.
They enjoy.
And then hole 17. This is another one that I think of as iconic on this course.
Definitely.
223 and an island green.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit more about this. What's the play?
Yeah, usually I try to flick a Draco on this hole, do a little flex line, and just try to crash in on the other side. Most of the time, it's a lot easier said than done. But
because there's a creek right in front, and you can lay up if you want to, but you're a real man. You're not going to lay up.
Yeah, at this point, I was already saying, just get it over. Just get it over.
And this was the third hardest hole, and that's nice. Oh,
yep,
and that's the problem. And so you're OB Creek.
Yep.
And then we missed your drop zone shot. So you went a little long, and so this is actually for your bogey.
Yep, and I got lucky on that. I was barely in safe.
Yeah, you can tell you took your meter. And so we got one more hole.
Yep.
You're sitting at +7 here, and this hole is not easy.
No, it is not at all. It's pretty tough. I've only tuned it a few times.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is hole 18, 294 feet, and you have the right side where you can do a little hyzer shot and get a safe 3 for sure. And then on the left side, I would say is probably the easier way to get toward the circle. And that's typically the side I take. I try to throw an LS.
Yeah.
And do a turnover shot and just let it come back.
So kind of like a flex line
Yep,
here. Yeah.
definitely.
So let it turn out the gate and then flex back at the end. Let's see how that goes. That looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna hit the tree, but that looks money.
Yeah.
Now, was the height good there, or do you have trees in your way?
Yeah. I mean, the trees do get in the way. The height, definitely.
Would you have wanted to get a little bit lower,
a little lower,
ideally?
probably.
Okay. But I mean, you still have a look.
Yeah.
And on a hole 18, if you have this shot, you are not unhappy.
Yep. Yeah. Being out of all that stuff in the center of the fairway is definitely a pleasure.
Oh,
Yeah.
you!
I was like, man,
you were riding the horse.
Oh yeah.
I thought you thought it was going for a second.
Oh yeah.
All right, looks like you're gonna finish here with the gallery watching,
Oh yeah.
and
Finish
finish
it
with a
off with a
par.
par.
So +7, not your strongest performance out there.
Nope.
But it's easy to get away. And let's look at the leaderboard here. So after the first round, Drew, Cam, and Shafe all knotted up at 2 down. Colton, Keenan in 4th, and you're right there in 10th. You're within striking distance to at least finish top 5. I think probably to get the top spot's going to be super tough, but
Definitely.
you'll grind. We'll be back here for round 2. Tate's going to join me again, I think, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and check out that video here. Take care. Bye-bye now.